Aloha everybody, welcome to Eat and Be Eaten. In this video, I am going to walk you through 3 major warning signs that your citrus tree is in trouble and how to fix them. That's going to be leaf curl, leaves yellowing on the tree, and also the rinds of fruits splitting on the tree. And then I'm also going to show you an update a few years later, what the remedies did, what the trees were looking like after they got fixed. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Aloha and welcome to Eat and Be Eaten. In this video, we are going to talk about an early warning sign in your citrus trees, and that is the leaves starting to curl. I am going to go through 5 major reasons why this may be happening to your tree and what you can do about it. The tree I'm going to be looking at and showing you mostly today is this grapefruit tree. It is not a white or a pink grapefruit, but a ruby red. And you can see, despite the stress, it has some large grapefruits on it. Ruby red, by the way, are a vibrant colored interior, really sweet and delicious. There's also a star ruby, which I haven't tried, but this is a ruby red grapefruit. Has some big, healthy grapefruits on it, but as you'll see here, the leaves of the tree are undergoing a lot of problems. I am also going to show you right here a kaffir lime tree. This is the type of lime they use the leaves and the zest and the rind of the peel for green curries and Thai cooking. And you can see right here how bad the curling is on these leaves. These are older leaves, and then right here even younger leaves coming in also have curling going on, which means that the problem is down in the roots already if that young growth is turning out like that. So that means we need to get on it. So here we are back to the grapefruit, and the first thing you'll notice, in addition to some leaf curling and some discoloration here and there, is that the entire tree has leaves full of holes. And when you have this buckshot pattern where the leaves are full of holes, that is a sure sign of insect infestation. Now, when it comes to leaf curling in citrus trees, a lot of times it'll be aphids that are causing problems as far as pests go. But in this case, this type of leaf eating, I am pretty certain is the result of Chinese rose beetles. They also like to feed on cacao, and we have some cacao trees nearby that also have this pattern. And so the best thing to do for Chinese rose beetles is just to go out at night. You'll find them on the undersides of the leaves eating. You just got to have gloves on, pick them off, throw them in a little bucket of soapy water, and they'll drown. The other most common reason why leaves are curling is most likely either too little or too much water. So if you're experiencing a period of drought, that can cause stress on the tree, which will result in the leaves curling. But also, if the tree is getting too much wetness, like overwatering, that can have the same impact. And we have had our wettest winter here in about a decade. And so I think all the wet is also contributing to the problems for this grapefruit tree. In addition to insects and either too much or too little water, the other main reason, the fourth main reason why your leaves might be curling is nutrient deficiencies. So citrus trees need a lot of calcium, iron, and magnesium. And if they don't have enough of those, then you can get not only curling, but also the yellowing of the leaves. And so adding some kind of agricultural lime is a great thing to do at least once a year for all your citrus trees. Adding fish emulsion or seaweed also really helps the soil for citrus trees. And if none of those top 4 reasons, the overwatering, the underwatering, the pests, or the nutrient deficiencies, if none of those seem to be the issue, then it could be that the lime tree or the lemon tree or the grapefruit tree, whatever citrus tree you're dealing with, is suffering from some kind of tree disease. So these are usually fungal or bacterial diseases. One example I made a video on recently was sooty mold fungus. This is a buildup of honeydew from aphids. They leave it, it's their waste. And so what you got to do, you can just rub it off with soap and water, but it will cause a black sheet over the leaves, which will make the tree not able to photosynthesize, and then it can't get the nutrients it needs from the sun. So some type of disease like that. However, However, if that's going on, it's probably already the case that your tree is stressed due to too much water, too little water, or a nutrient deficiency, right? Same thing with the insects. They come in when those other issues are present. The good news for citrus trees, the longer they're in the ground and growing and the bigger they get, the more resistant and hardy they become. So this grapefruit, even though it does have some issues, it's big enough now that it's going to weather the storm. I just need to get those Chinese rose beetles off of there, and probably will give it a hit of wood ashes, and then it's going to be good to go. So those are the top 5 reasons why your citrus trees may be experiencing leaf curling. If you want to see a video all about yellowing leaves on citrus and what to do about it, you can click the link. If you enjoy this content, you want to see more gardening in the orchard, growing plants tips from us, you can subscribe to the channel. Please leave in the comments if you have any other suggestions about this issue. We are Eat and Be Eaten Hawaii, and we will see you next time. Aloha. Okay, welcome back to the Principles of Permaculture series here on Eat and Be Eaten. If you click the link in the upper corner, you can see our whole playlist. We got videos on chop and drop, living mulch, perennial peanut ground cover, making your own baking soda, fungicide, stuff like that. So today we are talking about yellow leaves on citrus trees. And actually there's a really simple cure you can try that may have the effect of completely changing the dynamic for your trees. So the first thing we got to talk about when it comes to this is soil pH level. Most trees like a pH in the range of 6 to 7, somewhere around there. 7 is a neutral pH. So if you're in an area that gets heavy rainfall, which is what we have here on the wet side of the island on Hawaii Island, that leaches the nutrients out of the soil and it brings the pH down, so it makes it more acidic. So what you can do to raise the pH is add agricultural lime. This is like made from dolomite, stuff like that. And actually wood ashes are also a pretty good substitute for lime. And what it does is it raises the pH back up to that 6-7 range. And citrus trees in particular, they prefer 6 to 7. So our soil here naturally is probably more around like 5.5, 5.3. So by adding lime, what you can do is unlock the nutrients that are already surrounding the roots all in the soil. But if this pH is too acidic or too alkaline, so if it's too high or low on that scale, then those nutrients become unavailable to the tree. So the lime unlocks the nutrients and suddenly you can get all this green growth without even adding extra fertilizer, because the problem all along was that your tree just couldn't get to the nutrients that were already there. NPK are the 3 big ones for trees. That's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. It's kind of like how humans need carbs, fat, and protein to have a healthy diet. Trees need those 3 nutrients especially to be healthy, and then of course all kinds of micronutrients. So yeah, that is the kind of one-size-fits-all solution to this problem. Just try lime. Now the thing about lime is it moves very slowly through the soil. Basically it just takes a long time to get there, so you might want to aerate the soil as well. Okay, so aloha everybody, and welcome to Eat and Be Eaten. In today's video we are answering the question, why are my citrus fruits splitting on the tree? So the primary cause of this is a lack of consistent watering and fluctuations in soil moisture. The other one is nutritional deficiencies, especially low potassium. So, first up, inconsistent watering. This is the most common cause if you have a cycle of dryness, followed by heavy watering, either from rainstorms or irrigation. The rapid intake of water causes the fruit to expand too quickly, and the skin can't keep up. So that's the number one reason why fruits are going to split on the tree, and that's what we've had here. We've had many, many months of drought, and now it's started to rain recently, and you can see the effect on the fruits. The other one, though, nutritional deficiencies. Low potassium levels weaken the fruit's peel and make it more prone to splitting. Okay, so potassium is the main nutritional deficiency you got to look out for, and a soil test can help determine if you need to use a certain fertilizer. The other one that's not as common, but if you have it, is a heavy fruit load. So a tree carrying too many fruits can't provide adequate water and nutrients to each fruit, which can lead to smaller ones with thinner skins being more susceptible to splitting. Less commonly, you might have high heat or hot winds or stresses like that that can dehydrate the tree and pull moisture from the fruit and make it more vulnerable to splitting, especially if it's followed by the heavy watering like we talked about earlier. So, how to prevent future splitting? Main thing, water consistently. Maintain a regular watering schedule. Provide deep, consistent moisture instead of allowing the soil to dry out completely between waterings. Also, if you have too many fruits, thin them out. Reduce the number on the tree early in the season to ensure the remaining ones have adequate water and nutrients, and the result will be better quality fruit with thicker skins. And also, fertilize correctly. Use a balanced fertilizer to ensure the tree has all the necessary nutrients, paying special attention to potassium. Okay, and when it comes to weather stress, if you've got hot, dry weather expected, water the tree a few days beforehand to prepare it for the stress. If you're in a period of drought like we've been in, try to get your trees a nice 5-gallon bucket of water at least once a month to soak the soil deep. Aloha, here on Eat and Be Eaten. I am making a video today, and this is an update from a few years ago about citrus trees, yellow leaves on citrus trees. This is our orchard. We are on the Hamakua coast of the Big Island of Hawaii at about 1,200 feet. This is a Tahitian lime tree. Up here we have a tangerine. After this is one of the first trees we planted, this tangerine. Never gave fruit for the longest time. Now finally, in I'd say year 7. Yeah, it's year 7. So that's the first year now that the tangerine has fruited. And then here's the blood orange. Blood orange, one of the most delicious citrus fruits in my opinion. It's been giving fruit for a couple seasons now. Here's one. But as you can see, the leaves on these citrus trees now are very lush, dark green. The tangerine's still some light green, but so much better than it used to be. And kind of the point here is that when it comes to citrus trees, and all fruit trees, they just need time. Look at how many Tahitian limes. Absolutely most delicious lime I've ever had, by the way. It takes time for the roots to get down into the soil. Like, it's kind of normal for them to have a lot of yellow for the first number of years. And that's kind of what I'm trying to communicate here. Before I kick it back to this video from like 3-4 years ago, so you can see when we had a situation with lots of yellow leaves on the citrus and what we did. It's going to show you the solution that you can add to your soil to make it better. But I would say, honestly, the number one thing to take away is that it just takes time. Once those roots get down, the citrus tree tends to get a lot stronger, and now they're just going to be off to the races of the tree. All right, so that is why citrus fruits split on the tree. If you want to see more videos like this, other issues with citrus trees, go ahead, click the link, and we'll see you next time. Aloha.